Christopher Nolan's filmography is quietly one of the most polished filmographies a director can ever achieve. From films such as Interstellar, Inception, The Dark Knight trilogy, Dunkirk, he has dominated the film industry for years and years. And he's one of my favorite directors of all time, and the films he's made include in my top 100 films ever made. So, when I originally heard the announcement of Oppenheimer, Nolan's next feature film installment, I was absolutely head over heels. I couldn't fucking wait. So, this was the most anticipated film of 2023 for me by far. I expected it to be great, but I did not expect it to touch me and blow my fucking mind the way it did and exceeded my expectations by far. First of all, let's talk about the performances between Cillian Murphy, RDJ, and Matt Damon. Those were the three people who had my favorite performances. Cillian Murphy was amazing as Oppenheimer in here. He absolutely killed it. I need to watch him in Peaky Blinders. I've still yet to watch Peaky Blinders. But he did an amazing job in here, and I will definitely be checking him out more. I hope he gets nominated for an Oscar for Best Leading Actor. RDJ, oh my fucking goodness, amazing performance in here. He played the villain so well, and I just didn't know that motherfucker had it like that. Like, Iron Man, he's great, but god damn, he fucking killed this shit. Best performance he's ever done for me that I've seen. Matt Damon was great in here as well. I usually like his work, so I really didn't expect him to do anything bad, but he did great. He had a little funny comedic scenes, and he basically was really a serious character, which I think he did very well. Now, the dialogue in here was absolutely great. There's a lot of memorable quotes that you will go back to if you watch this movie that will just cross your mind. But specifically, the scene with Einstein and Oppenheimer, they actually originally showed it in the beginning, but we didn't get to see or hear their full dialogue. We just saw like an outside point of view. But towards the final act, I believe like in like the final 10-20 minutes, they reveal the dialogue between them, and they basically talk about the regrets of the chain reaction, and they hoped to not come true but did come true. And it's just powerful and chilling shit, man. Like, they know what has happened is going to change history forever and the future forever. Now, in here, Oppenheimer basically has a lot of internal battles with what he feels is doing the right thing and the consequences he knows that's going to come of the development of the bomb. But as well, he knows he's in a time race against Germany to see who could be able to develop, the first atomic bomb. And if Germany gets its hands on it, they know that the war is over for the U.S. So Oppenheimer's basically at a race. He's trying to develop a bomb. They gather a bunch of scientists and recruit them to work on this project. A lot of people are in on it and they want to support the country. A lot of people are scared and they don't want to do it because they know what could happen in the future and what it will lead to, and it will lead to absolute destruction. So Oppenheimer basically is struggling with himself on what he personally feels what's good and right and what he knows is going to happen. So there's this scene in here where after post-bomb drop, where there's just this crowd stomping audience and they're fucking yelling and cheering like their team just won the goddamn Super Bowl. And Oppenheimer's giving a victory speech, and you see the expressions on his face with guilt and regret. But basically he does this speech and gives the people what they want to hear, but you could tell in his head he feels he made a mistake, or he regrets the decision he made by developing the bomb. And that scene is very powerful because the sound in there was amazing. Just the work and the slow motion in there was, oh my goodness, that scene absolutely sent chills down my spine, bro. And in the final scene, the final monologue with Cillian Murphy, where he's basically just talking about being the destroyer of worlds, and he's basically accepting what he did and that he has to live with what he did and how it will change the future. That was fucking powerful, and that was an amazing way to wrap up the film, Nolan. Amazing job. It had me leaving the theater jaw dropped, chilled. I sat in my car for like 15 minutes just processing what I experienced that entire film. And oh my goodness, amazing film. It touched everything: cinematography, sound, score. All that was absolutely amazing. I couldn't have asked for a better Nolan film, honestly. Everything was great. It's a masterpiece for me. You should definitely watch it. I don't even know what more I could say. Like I'm still lost for words even then. I still think about certain scenes, like the Einstein dialogue, the crowd, the first testing of the bomb and the sound it had, and oh my god, so many memorable scenes. I gotta see it a second time. I believe you should see it. If you didn't like it, you should definitely see it a second time. But I know this film is quite long for some people. I believe it's 3 hours or a little over 3 hours. But for me, the pacing was amazing. I wasn't bored during this film at any point in time. I was engaged through the whole story. I loved it. It's basically because a lot of the performances were great too. I loved how they went from past to present to possible future, and the usage of the black and white scenes Nolan did was amazing as well. I love that Nolan even said that he didn't even use CGI in here, and to think that he made a whole movie about a bomb using no CGI just shows how fucking amazing Christopher Nolan is, man. And he's absolutely one of the best directors of all time. This is the best film he's ever made, just from everything. It's just the levels above his other films because it just absolutely does everything. It gives you the emotion, it gives you amazing dialogue, it gives you amazing performances. It even makes you think, like, was this right for America to do? And it has you questioning yourself and questioning yourself during the film, after the film. It did everything for me. Amazing cinematography. It was so visually appealing. Sound effects, amazing. Written amazingly. I don't know what more I could ask for. For me, this is one of the best films ever made. I think it's a top 30 film ever made, honestly. I've seen like thousands of films, so that's saying a lot for me, but it's an absolute masterpiece. I was originally debating between Interstellar or this, but I think I'm going to lean Oppenheimer as his best film he's ever made. Thank you for watching. If you haven't seen Oppenheimer, please watch it. If you didn't like it, watch it again. And if you still don't like it, go fuck yourself. Thank you. Goodbye.